In a vast kingdom of Wura, there lived a queen named Odira. Odira was reincarnated by a powerful river goddess. Her husband King Yubo was married to two wives, Queen Odira and Queen Onika. King Yubo was a handsome young fighter who inherited his kingship as a reward from his people for the victory he brought to them. He fought fiercely against a powerful but dangerous dark witch named Yella. Yella dominated Wura Kingdom after deceiving past king, King Lula, into making her his second wife in order to help him give birth to his heir because his first wife, Queen Igo, was unable to give birth to children after so many years in their marriage. Yella came into the palace with dark magic which she used to control all affairs in the kingdom. She poisoned Queen Igo to death and through the help of King Lula, who she possessed with her dark magic, sacked kings' trusted cabinet chiefs and made her cohorts kings' new cabinets. King Lula, unaware of Yella's cunning moves, supported all her doings and practices. Yella killed King Lula after giving birth to his son, which she later used as a tool to ascend the great throne of Wura Kingdom as a regent queen pending the time her son come of age to take over from her. During her reign, she turned once peaceful and fearless people of Wura Kingdom, who are known to be great farmers and hunters, into hungry-filled people. She tortured and tormented the villagers. Anyone who disagreed to follow her command will be inflicted with deadly sickness or beheaded immediately. She inflicted blindness on women who went to beg her to reconsider and start living upright. Her son the prince grew up and became terror to his people, and all villagers lived in fear throughout the period of her reign. After so many years of suffering, some elders gathered and decided to secretly visit a powerful priestess, Zura, who lived in a neighboring village, to ask for solutions how to get rid of the wicked queen for them to be free from her torments. When Wura elders get to her compound, they met a young man outside who directed them into her chambers. As they were going inside, one of the elders called others to look at the young man again, that he looked like someone he knew back then in their village, but how come he is here? In their confusing state, they went inside Zura's chambers. They narrated their ordeal to the priestess and inquire from her the way forward. Zura, taking pity on them, requested for some items from them which she used to consult the ancestors of Wura Kingdom and told them to come back after 8 days. When the elders wanted to leave her chamber, one of them asked her if the young man they saw outside her compound was her son. Zura saw their confused look and, knowing the kingdom they came from, answered them yes. Wura elders, being convinced, thanked her and left. Priestess Zura, in her chambers, recalled how she saved the young man when he was a boy, brought him home, and have lived with him since then. Zura, a powerful priestess, lived an upright life worshipping river goddess. She had her daughter, Odira, after so many years of barrenness. She goes to the river to do cleansing ritual and sacrifice to the river goddess every month end. It was during one of her visits that she found a lonely boy, Yubo, sitting close to the river. The boy, Yubo, narrated his story of being afraid of returning back to his village, Wura, after witnessing his parents' death from a distance. They were killed by Queen Yella's guards. He took to his heels when one of the guards noticed his movement. The guards signaled others. They pursued him but lost trace of him and decided to go back. He was afraid of returning home and ran straight to the river that demarcated Wura village from other neighboring villages. After listening to the little boy's stories, Zura took pity on him and decided to take him home. It was after this incident that she was blessed by the goddess with a baby girl, Odira. Yubo grew into a hard-working fighter who has abilities to fight both the spirits and human with his special powers, while Odira grew into a beautiful maiden who was known to have special abilities to heal sick people and do so many other wonderful things. Odira, while growing up, was told by her mother never to remove her neck beads whenever she is within the river area, for it was the bead that bind her from returning to the river world. All her life as a young girl, she lived with her strange but fine neck bead around her neck. Yubo was known to be a fierce fighter, while Odira was known to be a great healer. One day the Wura elders were to return to Priestess Zura's chambers. She was filled with strange feelings which led her to call Yubo into her chambers. She reminded him of the village he came from and how terrified his people have become under the rule of Yella, who refused to crown her grown son king in order for her to be in charge of everything in the kingdom alone. She reminded him how the wicked desires of the regent Queen Yella have rendered every growth of his village useless. She urged him to prepare himself to use his powers that gods of his ancestors have given to him to fight Yella and restore his kingdom once again. Priestess Zura urged Yubo to get prepared for cleansing and sacrifices on their next visit to the river, as the battle ahead is going to be a though one, and there's no way he is going to reject a task given to him by the gods of his forefathers. Yubo was the chosen one to liberate his people. By the time Wura elders arrived her chambers, she already has the answers they seek. She told them everything they needed to know and told them that they have new hope of victory through Yubo, who is also from same village as them. She told them stories on how she met Yubo and whom he have become under her watch. She told them that in order for them to achieve victory, they needed support from each and every one of them and must keep their plans secret. The elders thanked Zura and welcomed Yubo in their midst with warm hug. They were filled with happiness and thanked their ancestors. They left Zura's chambers with an oath of secrecy never to reveal to anyone all that Priestess had told them. On the day of cleansing ritual, Yubo was led by Priestess to the river to perform cleansing ritual and sacrifice. When they returned, Yubo was filled with more powers and energy. He thanked Priestess for all she have done for him since the day she took him in. He proceeded to the forest to meet his friends at their meeting point. He spoke to his friends and asked for their help on the journey ahead. They accepted his pleas and decided to fight side by side with him to restore his village. Before the day of their departure, Priestess fortified Yubo and his warrior friends for more powers and protection. She matched with them into Wura village and fought with them against Queen Yella and her warriors, which she formed in multiple numbers with her magic powers. Priestess, with her fortified staff, killed Yella's warriors, and as Yella was trying so hard to produce more warriors, became very weak. Yella, who never wanted to accept defeat, led her son into her chambers and sacrificed him to her deity for more powers. Yella killed her son, but on the process of lifting her enchanted pot to invoke her snake deity to appear, Priestess Zura struck her from the back and Yella fell to the ground helplessly. Yubo, who already entered Yella's chambers, cut off her head and lifted it up for the villagers to see. Yubo, with Wura elders, thanked Priestess while other villagers came to thank her for helping them. As Priestess and Yubo prepared to leave the village, Wura elders pleaded with Yubo not to live as they have no one to protect them. They told him that Wura is also his village and they have no king. For the victory Yubo brought to them, they pleaded with him to become their new king. Yubo was left with no words as he does not have the perfect answer to give to his elders. He asked Priestess what she think about his people's request. Priestess Zura told him to accept their offer as all is the will of the gods. Priestess blessed him and left. Watch out for part 2 of this intriguing story. Subscribe, like, comment and share.